Good morning, guys. How are you doing today? I am doing fantastic because it's the weekend and I don't have to work, which is always good. We are back in the Naturecraft server. We are standing in the library because we can. But anyhow, last time we were on here, we were building a... it wasn't a farmhouse. It's like, yeah, it was kind of. I don't know. We were building this house over here. And I did a bunch of little stuff and finished off the outside of it after the stream. And I think it actually looks pretty decent. For the most part. Like, I like the way it turned out. There's absolutely nothing inside. What's going on, Benji Norris? But I like it. It's pretty good. Now we need to make a path and a field. So that's what I want to do today. This is going to be a slightly shorter stream than usual. Because today is a special day. We're going to have 2 streams today. So we are going to have another stream of a brand new pack later on this evening. So I need to spend some time doing some stuff with my son in between, so we're not going to go all the way till... What's happening, Sildar? We're not going to go all the way till noon like usual. Probably only go till maybe 11. So we need to really get our butt in gear. Because we've got a brand new pack and everything else coming up a little later. Do something special I'm excited to do with the Simpletons. So, anyhow, I like this. This was our, we need to finish it, really. I mean, the outside of the house is done. I was thinking of making the inside into, like, a mob farm. Like maybe putting all the spawners that I have, like right here, whatever, and having I don't know, the stuff drop down or something. I mean, it could just funnel them over into like this area or something and drop them off. The grass. Yeah, it's one of the mods. Like, other than it's kind of... Well, it's a little obnoxious. But it's nice. Alright, so let's see. I want this to go out into fields and then a path that goes over there, right? So we're gonna have what are we gonna have? Let's see. Let's make this go out a little bit more here. So we're going to do fields of corn and wheat, so it looks, I don't know, not that we eat corn, but I did put that mod in here so that we could make corn on the cob and popcorn and stuff like that. I did that on purpose, and I've never actually, other than when we started off and I ate corn, like for the first week or so. I don't even think it was a whole week, but yeah, I don't think I've ever really used that stuff at all, and I had planned to, but let's throw a little bit more dirt down just so we can make a nice field of corn. And this is, we can do a, thinking maybe a path that leads from the door here and goes straight over to here and then just kind of goes that way, and so it'll kind of go through. Maybe split part of the, maybe split it into 3 fields or something. And we can always do the thing we do with the paths if we want to. But pretty excited to play this new pack later on. Just hoping that they started the pack and they started the server yesterday for a bunch of people that could be on. I was not home at the time, so I couldn't join. So hopefully we can find a good spot. Alright, so we're going to come over here. But if you didn't know, well, we had issues with the Simple Life 2 server. Something was happening with that pack where it was, for some reason, the pack was, I guess last thing I heard, it was, whoa, like swapping blocks. Like it was taking, last thing I heard, it was taking something. Can't remember what block Robin 99 Blocks was saying. But one of the blocks it was taking and swapping it with environmental controllers, or the mining things from environmental tech, like tier 2 mining controllers or something like that, was swapping like crafting tables or something like that. And he didn't know why, and nobody knew why. And so that pack came down, and then he accidentally erased the Simple Life 1 pack and didn't have a proper backup for it. So our houses and stuff are gone from that. And I know mistakes happen, so I mean, I'm not upset or anything. But so we currently have this server, and we have the Mystical Village 2 server. And we definitely need to get back on there and work towards some of those magic mods again soon. But with the testing that I'm doing and quest writing I've been doing for my own pack, my own new pack that I've been making, yeah, I just haven't really had the time. That and you know, with Magic sending me their open beta thing the other day, I haven't been on it. I haven't been doing anything for the last 4 or 5 days, but listening to a book, working, and playing Magic. But hopefully this won't take very long. So if you didn't know, 99 Blocks made a new pack, and the seed is out there, and I believe it is also going to be, well, we're going to play it on the Simpletons, or the Simpletons are going to play it, but there's also going to be a copy of the pack on one of our servers as well. I don't need any of this. For all the different patrons to play. They can play on the same seed, and we can go in and visit and hang out and see what types of amazing things that they are going to do, because you guys always make some crazy awesome stuff. So let's see, which one of these has our bucket of water? Not that one. Packed ice, bucket of water. And does this have the flower? Here it is, pitcher plant. Alright, so now I'm thinking we should probably do, I mean, this would be like a giant thing of corn on this side. Do a fence around it and everything else. So that way it just looks like a big field of corn, which should look pretty cool. And that's why I put that more realistic corn or whatever the mod is. I'm not really sure. How's it going, Lewis MC? How are you doing today? Hope you're having a great weekend. Really need to drink some of this coffee before it gets too cold. No reason for it to get cold because I just made it. And I almost forgot about it. Good. Glad to hear. Alright, so just need to fill this out a little bit more so it looks a little bit bigger of a field. Then we need to add the water. Now I'm thinking, I don't know, like I could take the water and put it down in like single things. Probably. Dang it. Stupid overpowered shovel. I could probably cover it with like leaves or something if I wanted to. This is my patron server. So it is multiplayer. There's nobody else on at the moment, but it's one of many servers that my patrons get to play on. And so right now there's, I believe, 2 or 3 servers total that can be played on. But if you didn't know, 99 Blocks made a brand new mod pack. We're going to be streaming that and playing that later today. We're going to go do a meetup with everybody else. It should be later this afternoon. I think it's at like 6 o'clock. I'm not running a server. Well, I mean, this one that I've had up for, heck, I don't know how many months. This one's been doing just fine. It's been running for, yeah, I don't know, 6 or 7 months. Whenever I made this pack. Original pack, anyhow. Alright. So, let's just fill this part in here. And other than forgetting to do a restart on it every once in a while, this server runs just fine. Thank you very much, Ben. But yeah, so, I think he named it like the Simpletons SMP. But it's pretty cool. It's a lot of general mods in it, but it's all done with hexits. Hey, I don't delete anything. Mine's fine. I blame you, Ben. I blame you. Because I was told by a couple of people that it's always your fault. 2, 3, 4. So this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I should be able to do that and that. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there. So now if I just bring those back, it should give me enough room for a fence too, right? I believe. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, I didn't delete that. That was fine. Just nobody was playing on it for a long time because the game definitely needs a lot of updating. 2, 3, 4, 5, and they haven't done any work on the game really. And they need to. But I never deleted that one. That one was just fine. As a matter of fact, it was up until like a month ago. I believe my shovel does. Yes, because it has magnetic on it. So let's see. One more water. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I didn't. That one was just fine. People didn't like the map. And so I changed the map. So that was, I didn't delete anything. I had put it in Discord asking if anybody wanted it because we didn't have very good magic zones and if they wanted me to make a different map, and everybody had told me they did. So I said I was going to do it, and I did it. So that we could get better zones. And you just complain all the time anyhow. It's nothing I could do about that. So that's pretty good. Now let's see if we put like carrots here, and we'll put wheat there, and then we'll put like potatoes over here. So now we need a whole bunch of fences. Do I have enough wood to make a whole bunch of fences? Stupid bugs. And then we need to also, I mean, I'm going to keep the prismarine. I don't know where that came from. Well, you know, we were all playing together, and I wanted to make sure everybody was happy. So, it, you know, like I said, Ben's never happy, but I try. Oh, how I try. Well, I made this plantation house type thing, which I need to get some more string because stupid vines. And, well, what else? What good's a plantation type house or, you know, farm style build type thing without a good farm? Kind of silly to put this thing out here. I mean, I have a stable out front of the castle, and you know, while the vineyard is fantastic for it's the space for it, Galara, that comes from Iron Backpacks. Iron Backpacks has a version of Iron Shulker boxes. It's all one mod. So you can upgrade shulker boxes. And they changed it too. So, oh, goodness. It used to be the same way that you do backpacks. But they recently did an update where they added copper. And so now I need to... over there. Just to make it look like more than just wheat and corn, I guess. I mean, I don't really need them because I had a farm back in the day. Yeah, it does. It's pretty awesome. And we have cork in here also, so we can get pretty much get all the shulker boxes that we ever want. Because another thing, if you didn't know, cork has it where if you make endermites, they will go into purpur blocks and turn them into shulkers. There's also a mod that does that, but... So now I should be able to... Do I even own a hoe? Yeah, so they changed yeah. Always wanted to make a farm type thing that looked nice. I think this'll... I have a hoe. Steel hoe. Always wanted to make a field that looked nice, so... 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so this should work all the way up to there. The B3. Oh, you know what? I forgot to. When is what time is Minecon today? I don't even remember. But Yeah, doing fields of just wheat, which you could do in the game, it never really, looks all right, but I don't know. I've always thought that the wheat wasn't tall enough to look like a really good field. So that's why I have put simple corn in this pack. Excuse me. That, and I liked making corn on the cob and everything else. Oh, bit by bit. Bit by bit. Is that Valen? If it is, I didn't see that one. But, cool. I'm a little behind on my watching of anything on YouTube, to be completely honest. This group of books I've been reading is listening to really on audiobook has kind of been doing nothing but taking up like all my time. I was actually listening to it while I was restarting the server and making coffee and stuff before I came on. But I don't even know if I have seeds for this. Oh, does he? Okay. I knew, like, I've seen, I watched part of one of those that he did. I think the only one that I can really remember was, it's actually a mod that I didn't know about that I have. Actually, there's two of them? No, one is just a showcase that I watched, and the other one was a bit by bit. And I didn't watch the whole thing, but for inspirations, which is actually going to be in my next pack. Audiobooks are fantastic, Ben, because I can listen to them while I'm at work. I have been hooked on lit RPG books ever since I listened to The Land. Which is still by far... the story is amazing. And I love the way the writer... just writes, really. I like how he uses, pop culture type references and everything else. But Aileron Kong does this series of books called The Land, and he actually made the type of book, I like watching the leaves go across, that's called lit RPG, or literary RPG. And I guess he created the style of writing, which is basically a novel version of a role-playing game. And while I don't always care about the points that people put into their attributes or whatever when they go over it in the novel, I can kind of just tune that part out. But the story itself are fantastic. So the one I'm listening to right now is called Eden's Gate. And I didn't like the person that was reading it at first. But to be fair, I did get spoiled by The Land, because the person that did The Land did an amazing job. And yeah, so now I just want everything to be that good, but it's just not. So that could be a really... I mean, that looks like a big enough field for corn, right? I think it is. Get over there. Oh. I didn't need one dirt. I had more than one. So that'll be good. So that'll just be corn on that side. Can't concentrate on noise, huh? So you can't concentrate on music and lyrics? Because doing that's pretty much the same thing as listening to an audiobook. And when I read regular books, you know, I tend to imagine the book as I'm reading it. Kind of plays a movie or so in my head, so... Well, Glar, it's more like... Of the 3 different books that I've listened to so far, what kind of do is more along the lines of... it tells the story of a person who... well, the 3 books that I've listened to so far are... more people having new lives inside of virtual role-playing games. So they basically they're kind of set in the future, I guess, and they're kind of set in the future to where most people do 2, 3, 4. They play games on virtual reality machines, and people tend to play role-playing games like anything else. So, I mean, just imagine the VR version of Warcraft. 2, 3, 1. And, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which, basically, the VR version of Warcraft is very similar to what has been going on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, like, the land starts off with this guy trying to beat a dungeon with his group in a game, and in that game, as they get to the treasure part of the dungeon and everything else, he got, I don't know, basically sent to a different game, or his consciousness did. And let's see. This one that I'm listening to right now, Eden's Gate. It's called The Land, basically, by Aileron Kong. Right now there's 7 books, and he's working on the 8th book. And I tell you, by the end of the first book, it's a Chaos Seed book series. And the first one is called Founding, I think. But yeah, by the end of the first book, I don't know, man. The way the guy wrote the characters and is just amazing. Like, I love it. There's all sorts of parts that make you laugh, and I mean, where the guy, there's this one part. All right, so this guy Richter, he's the main character. He just as a funny thing, like not something that would ruin like a plot or anything else, but just as an example of stuff that he adds in there. Where he adds like real life stuff into this book. I mean, there's magic and different races and everything else. Chaos Seed is the series of the books. Yeah. Actually, I have the first book right here. Let me see. The Land Founding is the first book. The Land is the name of the book series, and Founding is the first one. Let's see. Just as... I don't know if I don't really want to put an Amazon link. You know what? We'll just do this. There we go. There you go. So, just as an example of what he does is, so the guy, as kind of a joke, the main character, whatever, he's got this area that he doesn't want his town that he's making, or I don't know if making is the right word, but he starts a town and he wants to make it into a good place that everybody can feel equal and, you know, that whole thing. Because in the book you've got different races and they're starting to separate, and he doesn't like it, and so he wants a place where everybody can feel welcome together. So, you know, it's nice and, I don't know, altruistic or something of him. But let's get that, get rid of this. And so he starts this village, and in this part of the village or whatever, he's got where this magical tree is, and, you know, he kind of wants only certain people to be allowed up there at certain times because the tree's kind of a big thing. So he makes like a password so that people can tell the guards this password and able to go, so that they're able to go up there through that area. And like the password that he makes is he tells the one guy one time when he told somebody to go up there, he's like, just go up there, and when you see the guards, they're gonna ask you for a password, and just tell them the password Rick, and they should answer with their end of the password, which is Morty. So it's like he just added in Rick and Morty as the password for to get through to this area. I just thought it was funny. Little things like that, or he'll reference Star Wars or Back to the Future and stuff, and it makes me laugh. But other than that, the story itself is just, it's fantastic. But the one I'm listening to right now has a different twist on it, right? So the one I'm listening to right now is called Eden's Gate, and it's interesting because what happened was this guy basically created a virtual world. The first time it's ever been done, and something that's more than virtual reality. It's literally another world. No, you don't need worms. I mean, I don't technically need to do this because I have a little farm over here, but we have bees, so I don't need worms. But so this guy, I can't remember what the heck his name is right now. This doctor guy, he created a virtual world, So he basically made a virtual reality game, but he made it unlike any other one that there has ever been. And he made this virtual reality world to where when you put on the headset to go into this game, it actually uploads your consciousness from your body and puts you into the game for real. And it actually takes your consciousness away from your body. And his idea was it's a way for if people are crippled or they're getting too elderly or anything like that, they can go transfer their consciousness into this game, and their physical body will actually die, and their consciousness will live on forever in this game. So he doesn't think that he did something wrong, but people on the outside, like, he pulled the plug and put 5 million people in the game without telling them about it, like the day that it started, which is pretty messed up. It is permadeath. Mostly. I mean, yeah, they're dead, but they're not dead. They're actually alive in this game world. So they can actually, you know, they feel things. And the game itself is unlike any other game. It's like the way he wrote characters and stuff like that. They think and they can evolve. You know, like he made yeah. The game world itself is supposed to be more than just a game. Like all the NPCs and stuff like that. No, they don't die. Oh, they die in the real world, yes, but they don't die in the game. They still think that they're themselves. They just can't get back to their bodies in the regular world. So I thought it was a neat concept because now you have... It's kind of focused on a couple of people inside the game itself, but then at the same time it's also focused outside of the game on, like, the president of the United States tried to do a global blackout to shut the entire game down so that people couldn't use it improperly. And it kind of got thwarted, I guess. Like, people were doing, well, they were misusing things the way people do. Yes, they can, well, we can. Like, the game people itself, NPCs and stuff like that, they cannot respawn. If they die, they're dead. And the NPCs all have their own consciousness, and she doesn't have any corn. Man, that sucks. Thank you, Brass Gaming 7. Do appreciate the follow. Oh, why doesn't she have any corn? It sucks. She usually has everything. So, you got the president was trying to shut down the system, and the people inside the system were trying to get in contact with the president of the United States to have him not shut down the system because he would have actually killed the 5 million people whose consciousness are in this. I have no idea how this dude got on the roof, by the way. I don't. The players can respawn. The players can respawn as long as they don't go to this one zone that's like a permadeath zone. If they don't do that, then they can respawn. Now, do I want to use a bunch of bone meal to make a bunch of corn? Do I have a bunch of corn somewhere that I can turn corn into corn seeds? Do I have any corn? I don't have any corn. And I just used the seeds that I did have. So I guess we'll just grab some bone meal. Go bone meal the corn. Hope that it gives me a bunch more seeds. Because I think this will look cool as a giant field of corn. Death, if you're in this one zone and you die, you can permanently die. It only happens in the one zone, but anywhere else in the game, they respawn. And actually, as the NPCs are learning about it, like there's actually a I don't even know what it's called. Prophecy, I guess? Yeah, that's the right word. There's a prophecy that one day in the land of Eden's Gate, reborns will come to be a thing, and that's what they're calling all the actual player characters that can respawn. They call them reborns. No, I haven't read the Gone series. So, because they can respawn, they call them reborns. And this prophecy says that when the reborns come, dragons will start to breathe fire again, and it'll just change the world, basically. And so as the NPCs who are having their own issues are learning of the players or reborns or whatever starting to join Eden's Gate, they I don't know, they're worried about them, like ruining their lives, the NPCs' lives, way of life and everything. But like I said, on top of that, you've got, at first the president was trying to like stop it from happening, or stop it from being open, because people were like this one guy came home from work and found his wife, like, or he came, I think it was like a soldier or something, came back and found his wife sleeping with a guy, and he kind of lost it and like beat the guy to death, and then he killed his wife, and instead of being taken to jail and having to deal with charges and all that other stuff, the guy put himself in the game to escape the president and the law of regular people. So now the president's trying to get like this group of people to go into the game, and this group of hackers actually to go into this game and be like the president's police. Meanwhile, the people in the game have absolutely no idea that this is happening. So it's kind of neat that this particular book took the idea of being stuck in a VR role-playing game, and it took it to like a different level, you know, by adding this extra layer of stuff with actually having the non-in-game world be affected but as well, and then that world trying to affect the in-game world. Thought that was pretty interesting. So I can make beehives and put beehives over top of all the water spots, because we have rustic in this pack, and then it could make all the things grow quicker. But being the fact that I'm not actually going to harvest this for anything, it's basically just going to be here for looks, you don't know if I really care. I mean, we have been playing this pack for months. Well, ever since I made it, really. But that was the idea of it, was to make a pack that I could use modded stuff and I could use vanilla ideas. And it was fun to explore. Villages were bigger and more interesting. And, which is what it is. And basically with this pack, you'll get to a point where if you play the game for, you know, enjoying the game, for being creative in the game and everything else, I mean, you're going to get to a point, which is where I'm at, where, you know, you're OP and you do stuff just for the artistic enjoyment of creating. At least that was the idea in this pack. Like, did we need this building? No, but I wanted to make like a plantation. I wanted to have fields of corn and wheat and everything else. And, you know, imagine that it's supplying this little town over here that's right outside the castle with food for the people, and then they can sell the stuff in the market and everything else. Like, because I did use this for a while to make bread and carrots. That was way before, but I also used this for the longest time and had Ancient Warfare guy that's stuck on the roof, which bothers me to know. I don't know how this guy got on the roof, and it bugs the crud out of me. Like, if you've played with Ancient Warfare 2, it's nice that you can use the NPCs and everything else to automate things. It's nice that it works. What's happened in the Bulldog, man? But they have got to have some of the absolute worst, like absolute worst, pathfinding AI. It's about this town near 10 miles. As things like food. Oh yeah? That's interesting, Ben. It kind of sounds like that book series that they made into a movie. And I can't remember what it's called. Gone series. No, I remember that. But yeah, so I had a farmer guy that there. Huh, that's kind of neat. So I had a farmer guy that was there for a while, and he would do the cows and the pigs, and then I had him a courier that would bring the stuff over here and put it in here so that it would get cooked, and once it went into this chest, he would put it back in here. So there's 5,000 steak. I was eating pork chops for the longest time. Yeah. But eventually, because these guys only try and eat pork chops, really, I've gone through a bunch of the pork chops, keeping them alive. Or keeping them working, rather. There you go. Now the farmer can go out. The courier... I had 2 couriers. I don't know what happened to the second one. Of course, I don't know how that guy got on top of the house either. So he's going to check some stuff out. And the farmer guy here is obviously doing wheat at the moment. No, there probably isn't, but I don't know what happened to the farmer that used to come over here and kill these things. Just like at one point in time, I had a courier that would... these here are because the couriers are dumb. I don't know how a pig got down here either. But yeah, I have a medic here. I have a miner guy here. which this is full, so that's why he's not working. That, and he might need food. Here. Yep. Oh, look, there's another miner too. So there's actually a hole. You can kind of see if you look through the slime blocks right here. There's actually a giant mine down there. And I got a courier to come and empty this. But he'd walk back up the stairs to leave. But to get back down here, he would walk directly over to here and he'd just stand there up there. So I made a giant hole with trapdoors so that he fell down. And when he hits here where this pig is, which, you gotta go, pig. Yeah. He didn't die on the slime blocks, and then there's pistons behind that, so it would push him off. And then he'd get stuck, basically. He'd get stuck out here where he didn't die, and then he'd be like, okay, well, I'll pick this up, and then he'd run back upstairs, because he's an idiot. And I got tired of running, so I made that. What's up here? Yeah, a bunch of stuff in here. But I got to a point a long time ago where I didn't need, because I have that one, then out over here, just because I wanted to make something that used a water wheel, so I made this like little mill place. And then I was like, well, we made a water wheel. It looks cool, and now I need to use it for something. So I used it to basically dig out another little mine. So now we have more stuff here that we aren't ever going to need. Yep, Ancient Warfare 2, you can do a ton of different little things. It uses torque for power, so you have that there, which creates torque, which is running the automatic mining machine. You can have NPCs that will actually do the mining for you, but it's easier to use generated power. Like I have a windmill here, and I don't think it's actually hooked up to do anything other than be a windmill. It used to be hooked up to a sugarcane and cactus farm. I had another windmill that I put out here that made this giant hole because I wanted to see how big I could actually make a quarry. And yeah, so it quarried that. So I had a whole bunch of stuff in here. I've since moved that back to the castle. I've run it through the pulvis, doubled all the ore, put it through the furnace. Oh yeah. Really? I didn't even think that it would power the pulvis and furnace because they're supposed to do torque like this one here. I mean, it's not supposed to do RF, and I know the pulvis and furnace can use RF. Huh. Interesting. Well, let's toss all this junk out of my inventory because I don't need it. Alright. So, what else do we need? We need bucket back. No step assist. I don't want step assist. I hate step assist. It took my bucket, but I don't see buckets. I see hoppers. Why did you take my bucket? I'm sure I'm just blind. Yeah, I don't like step assist. I don't like auto jump. And I beat my own, well, I went through my own quest book to the end so that I could get this magic feather. And I have a beacon, so I can fly. So I do not need step assist. Left 2 in... Okay, so I guess there is, and I just didn't see it. So have you messed around with that, making any of the Ancient Warfare 2 machines yet, Glar? Like, that was going to be like the next thing before, well, Kabowski got really busy. Yeah, the corn you do. Ah, it was for me when I started with this too. It was kind of tough making the quest book part. But I actually made, well, I did an episode where we goofed around and tested making some of the stuff and getting ready. Like, I have a boat ballista over here, which I thought was just, it's pretty awesome that the paddle moves. I don't remember what makes it go forward or backwards. There it is. Love the model. The fact that it actually turns eventually. Kind of cool. I have another one over here somewhere. There it is. I made the chest cart. Yeah, I need to do a lot of the quest lines for that. Myself. Before I get distracted, 900th time, let's pick this up. Let's go get some wheat seeds and some carrots. Or do I want beetroot? $55 wheat seeds. Wow. There's got to be more up front though. What's this? Gesha greens. Could plant those. No, not in this pack. What is this? 72. Normie seeds. Yeah, we don't need those either. I forgot, but thank you for reminding me. I guess beetroot. Yeah, it does. There's the bucket. You're right. Yeah, there's like 3.5 stacks over here. As a matter of fact, it's turned into not corn. Or carrots, not carrots. So wheat. You know what? We're going to take carrots. So the wheat can be back there, and this up here can be carrots. I don't want to eat the carrot. All right. There we go. As it is with Terraqueous, and I have more fruit from trees than I'm ever going to need anything for. We're not hurting for food in any way. Not really hurting for much of anything. Yeah, sounds good. Nice big fields of stuff. I mean, I do have the market over there, and I did make it look like the villagers were selling things. I should have fields, right, so that they can actually get the things that they're selling. Because I know they, in the market, there's apples and potatoes and stuff. I don't know if I did corn, but this cornfield is going to look nice when it's done, but it's going to take forever. I can't remember. Did that a while ago. And I think you use shears? By the way, this stuff is fantastic. If you can find the life fruit. And then I believe we didn't do grape or death fruit, so there's grapes. But yeah, I think I used shears. It was either shears or silk touch something or other. It was a while ago. I have no idea. I mean, I can't find the what you would need for. What would you need death fruit for? Would anybody ever need death fruit for? It's like actually getting somebody to eat Endirios. It was just the vines, I believe. I mean, we can always go and check. So I have shears on me. I can't remember what I used to move it with. Yeah, just use shears on it. And then you get the vine. Broke the wood too, unfortunately, so now I have to make another one of those. Endirios. I can't remember what they do, but they do bad things. I used the shears when I did it too, but I think this will look good once it's... Wow, that grew fast. All corn. I've never had them do good things. Cereal roulette, yeah, right? gonna sneeze. Okay. No, you can't. So how many beehives would I need? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 beehives. 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, let's make like a stack of beehives. What do I need for beehives? Let's see. Beehives. Not called beehives, are they? Called something else. Apiary, that's what it's called. And I probably need honey for it. There it is. Nope, don't need honey. Planks and logs. Fantastic. Log-age. Plankage. So I'm going to need 6 stacks of logs and 2 stacks of planks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bam. Stack of apiaries. I know that I have another part of where the vines are, whatever the heck that thing's called, but I don't know where it is. That's fine. Do I still have the dirt? Nope. Two dirt. There's dirt. Terrace, yeah, that's what it's called. Show that. No! Stupid thing. Let's go around and put this stuff all over the place. I suppose I could put the apiaries right over top of the water this time. Well, I didn't in the over there because I didn't want, when you do step up on the apiaries and you step off of them, you break the crops. And so I had them up in the air so that that didn't happen. But to be fair, I could put them directly over the water here, as it's just going to be for looks and nobody's really going to walk on them. So I suppose let's see, can I get it to go? Yep. Yeah, well, I think when I originally started doing it, I had never done Ancient Warfare, so I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't want the guys that were walking around to step up on the thing and step down and break the crops. Because the courier and there's the other guys walk in there. The only one that doesn't walk in the actual farm is the stupid farmer, which is ironic. It's the only one that doesn't go in the farm is the farmer. But the courier, he'll walk in there and get confused. There was a medic, or there's a priest over there to it's supposed to respawn them, and that doesn't work right. I like how they're making bee noises, but I haven't put bees in them. Dude, I had a bard over there for a while, and the dude, not even a bard, there was another guy too that I had, and he wouldn't, like, even though he was bound inside this building, he would stand over here in the corner. Like, that's all he would do. Like right now. Is that the other courier? Oh, and that's the farmer too. Okay. Okay, so apparently that farmer's set to tend both of those things. That's cool. Let's grab some bees while we're here. I know, I think Tomber uses the honey for something. I don't know, I have more bees than I'll ever need. The bee's knees. It's a saying I never understood. Alright. The bard is actually over in the or he was over in the village, in the tavern, playing songs. But then he stopped playing songs, and well, I just don't go over there very, very much. They lost my customer support because they no longer play anything. But it was cool to just learn how to do the different things from Rustic. Pinning, not pinning. The bard was... Oh, pining. Gotcha. Makes more sense that way. It's true. Alright. No, the bard is Ancient Warfare 2. Get out of here. The name of the server, it is my Naturecraft server for my patrons. So it isn't an open or free server. The pack, however, is also called Naturecraft. And it is on the launcher, Twitch, if you want to check it out. It's got a decent sized quest book. And I don't know. I mean, I enjoy it, obviously. because the tavern is rustic. So we made chili peppers and grapevines, and we made a cool tavern. And he used to stand like right over here, but I don't know what happened to him. But because this tavern has squishies. Oh, get apple seeds. Interesting. Yeah, and then there's the brewing and everything else. So we've got wine and mead and everything else. Yeah, for the most part, I guess. Oh, hey, look, there's the bard. But I don't know how to make him sing again, or whatever it's called. I don't remember the names of the tunes. Just do that. But I'd have to go into the ini file or whatever it is to get names of the tunes, and then he'll walk around and play stuff. Still one of the builds that I really liked. Liked the way that turned out. I don't have another dog. There was a dog that used to sit out here too. Done a crazy amount of work in this place. Or on this place. Still searching for his muse. He could be. Because I guess nobody else really really is stationed in that place. All right. Wow. 43. Now we're starting to get corn. Come on, bees, do your thing. So I can make this field full. It's working. It'll look cool, and I think. Yeah, the bee's knees have it. I think it will look cool with that full thing over there. Just get the other stuff going for. No real reason to be doing this other than the looks. I don't think they help. Like, I think you have to empty the honey and everything else in order for them to continue to work, but who knows? That's what I liked simple corn, because it actually grew in stages and then changed colors and stuff. Was the idea. Yeah, it's a nice plantation farmhouse and everything else, and it'll actually have corn out there growing. Kind of makes sense. Change the path up or whatever. There's still quite a few little projects that I had in mind on this notepad that I have. Oh, okay. I mean, I made this stable and everything else. I had, well, pretty much only two more big ideas. Like, I wanted to make a racetrack over here, a Chocobo racetrack. Well, it doesn't land. It doesn't have to land. It's an airship. It doesn't have to land. See? Yes, they are. Let's see, I have a few of them. Hello? No, what the? What? Get out of here. Where did that spawn? Oh, maybe right there. Oops. Do I have a light? Torch. Still spawn there too, huh? Yeah, we've got llamas, we've got chocobo, and we've got a horse. Huh. Didn't even think. Fans of the airship. I get you. I get you. You're right. That is a bad pun. Let's get all this junk out of my inventory. Apple seeds. Stupid bugs. Don't need any more of those. We'll get rid of that. All right. Well, I believe that I have managed to do what I set out for. Make a nice, make a path that goes to the town and do this. I did lose the bucket again. I don't need the bucket anymore. I also didn't think of that, but I have a bucket. Put that there too, and that back, and I don't need a hoe. So this will get all full, and that'll look kind of cool. Same thing with the carrots, we'll do that. All I have to do is harvest those once, and I can fill that out. So that'll be cool, and we could put a fence around all that. So this place is, it's coming to a close. I don't know how many more projects I had. I'd have to look at my little clipboard. And this Coliseum is awesome, though. I guess I do need to do a path that goes to the Coliseum. And I need to put the food tables and everything else there too. So there's still a couple more things. We need to like put some bushes around. Make the town look a little better. I might actually have all this stuff finished by the time I finish the second pack. But that is all the time I have for streaming this morning. I'm going to go take care of some regular life stuff. And then, like I said, later on tonight, I'm East Coast, so I believe it's 6 o'clock. Let's see. Let me open Discord and double check. And thanks, Clark. Let's see. You know what? I forgot to start the music. That sucks. Where is the thing? Let me see. What kind? So, Saturday, it is 6 p.m. So, we'll stream again tonight at about 6 p.m. We're going to meet up with the Simpletons on the new server, on the new pack, and go out and search for our own hacks. And just start learning a little bit about the pack, I guess. So, dual stream today. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for chatting and everything, Glar. Do appreciate it, and I had a good time. But that is all the time that I have for this morning. Gotta go get my kid to get going. Maybe take him out jogging while I'm at it, bouncing the bed. Love bouncy beds. But thanks a lot, guys. Hope you have a great morning and afternoon, and I will see you a little bit later. Thanks to all new people that stopped in, as well as the new follow. Hope you guys have a great time this afternoon. See you later.